Alright, as you can see, we got the forks and the triple trees all hooked up right there. We got the front fender on, the front tires all on there. We just need to tighten a few bolts down. Obviously, to align this up because you can't do that. We kind of need the rear part of the bike. But now we're gonna.
Brakes are bled.
Yeah, the brakes are bled. The brakes are work. They work. We had. The guy didn't have this hooked up. There was no bolt in there, so we put a bolt in there, and the brakes are fine.
Handlebars are on.
So here we are working on the motor now, getting the motor all put back together. We ran into a lot of difficulties with the motor. First of all, we had a whole bunch of gears that wouldn't fit because we bought what we thought was a 2001 crank. Turns out it's in a 2000 crank, so they changed the gears.
Yeah, the guy.
They changed the gears.
The guy that put it on eBay listed it wrong.
Yeah, he listed it as a 2001, and it's a 2000. So this is the one with the keyway. So we had to have a completely different gear for it to work. And of course, it took weeks to do all this.
So we got the balancer on, the gear on the balancer. I don't have a flashlight so you can see, but there's a little dot on the balancer and a little dot on the, the spindle on this is a little bit lower. It's like cut out and you can't hardly see it, but I don't want to take it back off, but that's how that lines up. So you know that you got it. So you know you got it lined up. So got the keyway in there. This is going to slide on there. Then on here, it's going to slide on this way, and then you got a dot on there, and then on this one you got a dot right there. They need to line up. So that's where we're at right now. So we're going to slide this on, and what we might have to do is turn this a little bit to get it to line up. Depends, we'll see how it goes. So that goes there, and this says B side out. There's no just says B side out in the manual. There is no dots to line up on this. It's just a regular gear, because then your clutch will slide on there. So this one here, you just got to take your time with. I got it to slide on before. I know it goes on. It's just a matter of now on the newer ones, they got them set so they can only go on one way. This thing can only go on one way. That one can go only, well, obviously with the keyway can only go on one way, but even the spindled one can only go on one way on the new ones. Now, before everybody gets in an uproar, the manual actually does say that you're supposed to put something in between the gears, something soft. So we got this little piece of aluminum, and they said copper, like a copper penny, because it won't ruin the gears. So I know some people are like, I never put nothing between the gears, but the service manual actually says to do that. So that's why we're going to do it. We're going to tighten this one down, and then we still got to tighten the other side down. So we just stick that in there. And that's what it's going to do, is tighten them gears down. Of course, I'm going to have to stick it in the bottom because of the way we're going to be turning it. So get the torque wrench. I got all my torque values written down. So my primary, that's what I wrote down as primary, is 54. All right. Put the motor down. Like I said, this is aluminum, so you can see the teeth. They bite into it, but they don't hurt the teeth themselves. So that's why they recommend you do it that way. So he's just holding it in over there. And you watch where I step here. Okay, got it a little bit. Now I gotta get this one. There we go.
Yeah.
Like that. Alright, so we got all the nuts on, clutch on, plates on, pressure plate on, all this stuff you can see anywhere on the internet. So, but I needed help holding stuff, so that's why we didn't film. And you can see we bent them over.
Alright, so we got the side covers on, all bolted to Torx, and we got these caps off because we're going to install the cams. But as you can see, all the covers are on. Got the oil lines plugged in. So on to the next part.